Man, owning a house is ghetto. I ain't even do nothing. Termites want to eat my house, and now I gotta pay $15,000 to get rid of them. It's crazy. Man, owning a house is ghetto.
So I just wanted to bring this up because there is a debate that happens on this channel from every couple of days. And we talk about renting versus owning a home. And a lot of the times people flex about owning a home, but they don't talk about the ownership that comes with owning a home. And in this video, we're actually going to deep dive into people who have home buyer regrets. But let's see what the comment section has to say, because paying $15,000 to get rid of some termites that you didn't invite over there is just unfortunate. But anyway, someone said owning a house isn't even worth it. You'll never actually own your home. Home insurance is way too expensive, and most insurances cover the bare minimum. We already know insurance is literally a scam, but you don't need it until you need it. You know what I'm saying? But it's also necessary and needed for you to have it, apparently, in order for you to own a home. Someone else said the only thing that's ghetto about owning a home is that once it's paid off, you still have to pay taxes to keep your home. It's like having two landlords. So let me know in the comment section down below, do you believe owning a home is worth it, or would you rather rent? Now, for me, I know renting is something that you will never own, but you also don't own the responsibilities of owning the actual place. Real estate. On the other hand, owning a home could be beneficial if it's under one or both of these stipulations that I have set standards for on myself. One, paying the home off in cash, and two, having it create cash flow. There's no way I'm going to live in a home, just say I own it, just to be paying money and be paying interest to the bank, and it's not making me cash flow. And I'm not talking about just equity. I'm talking about money in every single month. I want somebody to be renting that home out. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and subscribe if you like the content.
People love to make like home ownership everybody's main goal. It's not mine, especially as a single Black woman. I prefer to rent. If something breaks, I'm calling maintenance. Like, I'm not falling for the trap. People love to make
100%. I remember living in my first 3 apartments, and it was so beneficial when something happened to the sink, when something happened to the window screen, that I could just call up maintenance and they would be there the same day or the next day. But let me know in the comment section down below. If you're still someone who's an advocate for owning a home, then let me know your top reason as to why you would like to own a home versus renting. Let me know in the comment section down below. Some of the people in this comment section said, single homeowner here, stay in that apartment. That is crazy. You rarely hear people talk about this when they're actually homeowners. But for you guys that do own homes, let me know, do you regret getting your home? And if you don't, why not? If you do, why? Someone said a condo, sure, but a house, no thanks. Someone else said, I feel like townhomes/condos are the best for single women, especially as a first home. Another person said, I'm a realtor. Don't do it. It's a trap. LOL. I rent too. I ain't replacing no light bulbs. Yo, even down to the light bulbs. I forgot. We don't have to change those out. You get what I'm saying? But everybody has different sides. There's 2 sides to every slice of bread. For me, I'm more about putting money into things that are going to make me a return. And if I don't have the money for it, then I will use my time to get a return. With that, I want an asset. A lot of the times people believe that a home is an asset. It's an asset to the bank if you're borrowing money. Yes, sure, equity can go up. It doesn't always go up. All right, let's be clear on that as well. And then you're attached an interest rate. I don't care if your interest rate is 0.1%. At the end of the day, you are paying free money because you didn't pay for it in cash. And to me, if it's not going to be earning me more money than the interest, then there's no reason for me to invest in it. A lot of the times people like to also get into real estate and own homes in order for their mortgage to be paid, because they'll have somebody that's living in it, that's renting it, and so they'll make a little bit of cash flow. But I say that's too much risk, at least for me. I wouldn't want to be borrowing money and betting on someone paying me for a specific amount of time in order for me to get out of debt. I'd rather pay the home cash, and then the cash flow that does come in is my profit. That's the way I'm going to decide to build my empire, my financial stability when I get into real estate. But let me know in the comment section down below, do you believe borrowing money to rent out a home is still beneficial? I say it's still debt and it's still a risk I'm not willing to take.
Guys, when we bought this house, I don't think we realized how much financial undertaking it would take. Okay, so in 2021, I think when our child was 6 months or so, we made the decision that we now want to move out of our 2-bedroom rental. We were staying in a very affluent area. It was nice. It was very convenient. It was central to everywhere we frequent. But the issue with the property is that it didn't have like a secure garden or like privacy, because the gardens weren't like sectioned off, so anybody could like look into your bedroom window, honestly. And also we shared the same property with a hotel, right? So anybody could really come in. We didn't really have that much of security issues. I mean, I think there was only one incident, but other than that, it was also like just becoming too small, because now these babies are crawling, she can do stuff, and you've got nannies, you've got people coming into the house and all that stuff, whatever. So then we decide, okay, fine, we want to move out of the space. And I don't know why our decision was to buy a house. Fine. We find the home that we now live in. We agree on a price, and yeah, things go on very smoothly. And our house was the last house, because I remember when we were viewing homes, where we bought our house, it was sold out. And then they contacted us like a week later, and they were like, hey, listen, there's someone's bond, whatever, that fell through. There's an opening, but first grab gets it, so come view and then decide. Firstly, we viewed the house on a screen because the house that they used to view was then sold. Okay, anyway, that's a story for another day. And I think because we really wanted to make this move and we're excited about this move, we didn't really consider a lot of things. So anyway, we buy the house off a plan, basically, off a plan and off of, what are those things called? Renders, yeah, off renders. That's what we get our house off of. And because our house was the last one, or like it was a sale that fell through, we took whatever the person had decided on. So there were even things that we didn't realize that we could have added on into our home to make it more comfortable for us, whatever. So we got the house as it is, sharp. When we then decided to accept our bond, we were happy with the bond repayments we had then, right? We never considered that the bond repayments would obviously become way more, obviously also with inflation. So this is the first tip. Do not budget according to that. Like, do not. Already.
So basically what she's saying is don't budget towards payments. Payments can go up. And how many times have we came on this channel and reacted to clips, and I've said people budget their life based off the payments, not the actual cost of the thing. You hear this all the time when people get loans, credit cards, car notes. They care about the payments more than the actual total cost of the item that they're getting. That's the first scam that they want you to look at. It's like, oh, well, $500 a month, I can afford that. And it's like $500 a month, but how much is going towards interest? You know what I'm saying?
The difference between our bond repayment and our rent at that point was 8,000 Rand. We were comfortable with that, and that's what we were prepared for because we needed the space and we really wanted to, we wanted to grow as people. Cool.
Another thing is she's talking about expanding her family and wanted to grow the space, but I'm failing to hear where she said or where her husband has been making more money. Not saying that you should be living paycheck to paycheck, but like, why are we trying to expand and you guys haven't made more money? Unless they have made more money, but even at that, that's the trap people fall into. Make more money, have higher expenses.
Hi, then 9 months, it took about like 9 months for us to finally get into the home, right? In that time, our bond repayment kept going up and up and up and up and up. We still felt comfortable, and then we moved in. Do you know what we did not consider? The fact that our electricity would be way more, not just a couple hundreds, like way more, right? And obviously, yes, we thought about levies and rates and taxes, but we didn't think about like things like deposits that you need to pay for those. So your ESCOM deposit, which is like crazy. We did not budget for that. And at that time, my husband had just started his new job, and I was still an intern, but I think I was getting less than other interns because they had paid me my full pay when I was pregnant, so I had to pay that back. Cool. So then, anyway, we've now moved in. Now electricity is showing us flames because we moved in winter. Then what we also didn't consider is that the fee for your help, so your nanny, is going to go up because now it's transport. You've moved, right? Because we have a stay out.
So she has a lot of stuff that she didn't budget for. And yes, they've gotten, the husband got, a new career and obviously probably got paid more. But the problem is I'm not hearing where they invested that extra money. You know what I'm saying? They got a bigger place because their family expanded. And congratulations to her and her husband. But this is why I'm such a big advocate on not expanding your family, not having kids until you're financially well off. I mean, you got a budget, you know what I'm saying? And budget doesn't just mean that you have one stream of income and you divide your money up and whatever. Yeah, sure, that's budgeting, but that's like level 0. All right, you have to have a job, you know what I'm saying? But what about the other streams of income that can pay you on a monthly basis? I can't depend off of one source of income. I just can't. This is not an umbilical cord right now, okay? A baby gets fed one way. You're a grown adult living in an economy where you can have multiple streams of income. We have to start being more wise with how we're using our money, what we're doing with our money, and what we're doing with our time. Because people are getting hit and beat up by this economy, and it's not going to get any better. You're betting on politicians. You're betting on getting tax returns, and you're betting on the price of gas going down. It's like none of that stuff you can control. None of it. But you can control what you do with your time, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I don't believe owning a home and having a mortgage and paying interest isn't a win for anyone if it's not bringing them in passive income every single month. Let me know what you think. Would you rather rent or own? And subscribe if you like the content, by the way. Let's get it.